The Young and the Restless recap for Friday, March 14, reveals that Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers will be rescued from toxic gas, while Traci Abbott peeks at Alan Laurent, aka Martin Lawrence's phone. In captivity, Phyllis and Sharon will enjoy the catharsis of totally trashing the place. Sharon and Phyllis will also find the camera that's been monitoring them, so they'll shut it off and await the kidnapper's arrival. Phyllis and Sharon will arm themselves by the door, but then a message will come in on one of the burner phones. It'll express disapproval over Sharon and Phyllis' unsportsmanlike behavior before insisting that they've lost the game. Soon after, toxic gas will be pumped in the room, so Phyllis will find the source of the leak and frantically try to shut it off. Phyllis won't be successful and will be on the verge of passing out as the rescue team closes in. Outside Havener's psychiatric clinic, Chance Chancellor will stop Billy Abbott and Nick Newman from breaking, and since he'll want to wait for the landlord. Once the landlord arrives on Friday's Y&R episode, he'll insist that there's been no interest in the place and that it's been abandoned for years. However, the landlord's key won't work, so he'll realize somebody must have changed the lock. After Chance finally gets the lock open, he'll head in first with some officers. Billy and Nick won't be far behind, so they'll all find one locked room and realize that's where Phyllis and Sharon are likely being held. Sharon will hear Nick's voice and call out to him, so he'll break the door down and cradle her in his arms. Billy will also hold Phyllis as she tries to stay conscious due to the gas that's still leaking. Some EMT will check Phyllis and Sharon out off-screen, so they'll be cleared to go home. However, Sharon and Phyllis will end up recapping their whole ordeal to Nick, Billy, and Chance at the Newman Ranch. There'll be concerns about the sick individual behind this twisted game still being on the loose. Since the captor may not have intended on the rescue happening, Phyllis will make a worried prediction and want to find them before they strike again. In a suite at the GCAC, Traci will hear another notification on Alan aka Martin's phone. When Traci takes a peek and sees a message about a security breach at the clinic, she'll seem confused. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Traci will get updates on some shocking news soon, so stay tuned. We'll have other great Young and the Restless spoilers, news and updates, so make us your one-stop Y&R source. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Traci Abbott will face a crushing blow once the truth comes out about her new fiancé. Traci thinks she's going to marry Alan Laurent and live out the rest of their days as a happy couple, but she's in for a rude awakening. It wouldn't make much sense for Alan to suddenly go off his rocker and carry out a double abduction plot, so all the clues point to this actually being Martin Laurent, of course. We know one twin perished in that balcony tumble back in France. Martin supposedly broke Alan's fall and died in the process, so a corpse was hauled away that night off-screen. Everyone thought it was Alan who survived, but a simple clothing swap would have allowed Martin to step into his brother's shoes once again. It's possible both twins survived if Martin somehow faked his death like Ian Ward is doing now, but the easier explanation is that Alan has been Martin ever since the night of the balcony fall. That fits with Alan's suspicious behavior back in August 2024, when he returned to Genoa City with Traci and acted like it was his first time entering the Abbott house. Even so, many fans are complaining on social media about the show setting Traci up for devastation. Now that Traci has finally found happiness and someone to love, it's about to get ripped away. Is it wrong for Y&R to break Traci's heart? Is this Alan and Martin swap twist just too cruel? We get that soaps have to bring the drama, but it's still a shame that Traci has to suffer for this unnecessary captivity story. Was it really worth destroying Traci's chance at love for a few weeks of Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers as bickering hostages? Beth Maitland and Christopher Cousins are wonderful acting partners who have great on-screen chemistry together. It's a bummer for Y and R to throw that away just for the shock of this Martin reveal. Traci is about to be distraught and single again, so it just doesn't seem fair. Many viewers would have preferred a different storyline altogether if it meant Traci could keep Alan as her doting true love. On the bright side, we have no doubt that Beth Maitland will deliver a powerful performance once the truth about Martin's exposed. Maitland will have an opportunity to show off her acting skills, so at least something good will come out of all this. Alan has been making predictions about the amazing life he's going to share with Traci, but she's on the verge of making a discovery that'll change everything. The young and the restless spoilers say Traci will face a flood of tough emotions, so stay tuned for updates on the horrible news that's still to come. Where you want to be for terrific young and the restless spoilers, news and updates, so make us your top source. At the ranch, Victor on the phone says, "Send him in." Adam enters and Victor gives him a brisk hug. Adam asks about his health. His dad is feeling better. Adam warns, "Just take it easy." Victor asks what's on his mind. Adam tells him he was right. Moving on to the ranch was the best thing he could have done, and bringing Chelsea with me. Living under the same roof with Connor has been so much better. Victor reminds Adam his son asked for it. Adam says he's happy. Victor thinks Adam is too. He suspects it has to do with Chelsea. Adam admits they're closer, and it may be possible to have the good times back again. Victor says he deserves happiness. It seems everything in his life is falling into place. Victor admires how Adam jumped back in the saddle at Newman Media. Adam points out he built it from the ground up. Victor admires how he dealt with Connor's OCD as a dad. Adam says part of him wants to make him proud. If he could live up to his legacy, that's all he could hope for. Victor doesn't take that for granted and will support him and also Chelsea. "She's welcome in my family." He asks, "Now, where do you go from here?" Adam won't pressure her. He already got her to have dinner with him and open her mind to the possibility. Whatever is next is up to her. Victor admires how Chelsea has found herself. Adam's grateful he sees her in a new light. Victor will always be there to support him. Adam sighs, it's nice to be so aligned with him. He's grateful. Victor appreciates what he has said. Adam nods, thanks, Dad. Hell freezes over. At the old ranch, Chelsea asks Chloe what she thinks. She feels she's walked into the belly of the beast. Chelsea felt off at first as well, but now it feels like they're home. Chloe asks, "You're not together with Adam." Chelsea says they're not back together officially, but they're on their way. Chloe knows he loves Connor. Chelsea says he's a good dad and has become so much less selfish. She knows Chloe thinks he's bad news and invites her to let her have it. Chloe surprises her by saying she's really happy for her. Chelsea gawps, "Are you okay? Do you need medical attention?" Chloe says she's learned that it's pointless to warn other people about their choices. She'll never be Adam's biggest fan, but she admired how he handled the situation with Connor. "I didn't think he had it in him. Maybe they're stronger together. If Adam is what Chelsea wants, she should go out and get him." Chloe knows she'll make the right decision for herself. Chelsea's so relieved to hear this. She's really happy. "Am I crazy to think Adam and I can really make it work this time?" Chloe shrugs. "Why not? What could be better for the three of them?" Adam comes in and greets Chloe cordially. Chloe thanks Chelsea for her hospitality and wishes Adam well before leaving. He tells Chelsea he went to see his dad, who sends his regards. Adam asks about her visit with Chelsea, who says she was helpful. He guesses she told her to pack her bags and run. Chelsea surprises him by saying Chloe has blessed their reunion. Adam hedges. "Is that what this is? A reunion?" She replies, "Maybe. Don't blow it." He whispers, "Never," and kisses her. Alan weaves a tangled web. At Billy's house, he and Nick puzzle over Havehurst and how it ties in with Sharon and Philly's situation. Nick says Chancey's team is looking into it and warns Billy against clicking the link in the text. It could be a trap. Billy argues it's the best lead they have. Nick decides they should give it a shot. In the park, Alan watches Sharon and Philly's trying to pick the lock on the door of their locked room and smirks. Good luck. More, Pamela Bach Hasselhoff dies. At the club, Traci gushes to Jack and Diane that she never thought she would get married again. But Alan is kind and generous. She's so lucky to have found him. Jack says he's the lucky one. Just then, Traci gets a text from Alan urging her to order champagne so they can celebrate properly. He's on his way back. Jack and Diane squeeze her and then head upstairs. Traci texts Alan that she'll get the champagne and meet him in their suite. In the mental hospital, Philly's mutters, "Come on, come on, come on," as she struggles to pick the lock on the door. Sharon watches hopefully behind her. Sharon takes a turn and Philly's tells her, "It's not in all the way." They bicker until Sharon reminds her they can't turn on each other. Philly's takes another try as Sharon coaches. Suddenly, Philly's thinks she's got it. Suddenly, a loud alarm goes off. They cover their ears and cower. Alan meets Traci in their suite, and they kiss and hug. She has candles lit and champagne ready. He wants to take over now and makes a toast to how wonderful she is. "You've changed me. I'm a better man because of you. Traci, I just can't imagine living the rest of my life without you." Alan gazes at her and gushes about how lucky he is to have met her. Traci is grateful to have found him. He wants to make it official and pulls out the engagement ring, opening the box. Traci tells him it's perfect, just like him. He wants to do this right and gets down on one knee. "I love you. You're everything to me. Traci Abbott, will you marry me?" She says nothing would make her happier. Alan slips the ring on her finger, and she thanks him for all of the magic he's brought to her life. As they kiss, his phone dings and a notification pops up about a potential breach. At the hospital, Philly's manages to shut off the alarm. Sharon says there has to be another way. Philly's hollers that there is no other way. Sharon's sure someone will find them. Philly's yells that their family won't find them. They're in some random clinic. How would they find them? Sharon doesn't know. Phyllis asks her to tell her honestly. Would one of their family members even get there, let alone find them there, before it's too late? At Billy's place, Nick reassures Faith on the phone before rejoining Billy. He clicks the link in the text from the burner phone, and they see a snapshot of Philly's and Sharon in the locked room at the hospital. Billy gawps, "What the hell?" They deduce that the women are being held captive inside the facility. Billy is ready to go and help them, but Nick is more cautious. Why would they take them in the first place, and then tell them exactly where Sharon and Philly's are? Alan pushes for a wedding. At Crimson Lights, Jack tells Diane that Traci hasn't been this happy in some time. Alan did that. It's kind of like the joy she brought into his life. Jack admits he thought she might be single for the rest of her life, but when you stop looking, sometimes the perfect person walks into your life. Jack can't wait for Ashley and Billy to find out. They marvel that Alan fits right in. Traci couldn't have written a better love story. The toast to Traci and Alan. More, have we met Aristotle Dumas. In their suite, Alan pushes Traci to decide when they can get married. He doesn't want to wait. Traci agrees they shouldn't wait very long then. Nothing would make her happier than to start their life as a married couple. Alan tells her their future is going to be so bright it will be breathtaking. Phyllis proposes a new plan. At the mental hospital, Phyllis holds her head as she and Sharon agonize over their situation. Phyllis tells Sharon they like riddles and shows her the card that was beside her on the sofa. This was the last clue. Sharon wonders where it came from. It wasn't here yesterday. Phyllis says she ingested something that made her heart stop, and then it appeared. Sharon, Our captor is coming in here overnight while we sleep. The sick freak is coming in there while they're asleep and planting clues. My God, we're at their mercy, Phyllis frets. What if we'd woken up while they were here? Sharon points out that if they're coming in at night, that gives them an opportunity. One of them will have to be awake at all times, but pretending to be asleep. They'll have to be very clever about it. Phyllis has another idea. There's another option. More, what Y and R can learn from beyond the gates. Phyllis tells Sharon they should find the camera and shut it off. Then the sick freak will have to make an appearance. Sharon questions if they'll care if they can't see them. Phyllis says the sicko likes control and wants to witness his experiment in real time. Sharon worries the person will leave them there to die. Phyllis says they can't be obedient, they have to be smart. This is a sport for them. They like watching us survive. This is entertainment, how we survive. You get that right. That's what all these sick games have been about. Sharon nods, distressed. An ominous message. At Billy's place, he tells Nick there's a link at the bottom of the picture. They click it and a skull appears on a black background. The mouth opens and words come onto the screen. Who will pay the price to save the life of the mind? Nick asks, what kind of psychopath are we dealing with? In their suite, Alan and Traci kiss. His phone keeps pinging with notifications about the attempted door breach. Traci suggests he check his cell phone. It keeps pinging and Alan tells her nothing is more important than her, his future bride. The phone keeps pinging. More, change rocks the Abbotts. In Nick's car, he and Billy try to figure out what the message meant. Billy wonders if they want them to try and rescue them. Nick says he took them to a psycho ward. Billy's sure it won't be easy to get into the building. Nick worries again about it being a trap and prompts Billy to call Chance. After doing so, Billy tells Nick that Chance is on the way to Havnhurst with a team. They debate whether to beat them there and scope out the place. Nick isn't wasting any more time. Billy declares that if Sharon and Phyllis are there, they're going in to get them. More shocker. Why Alan kidnapped Sharon and Phyllis. In the mental hospital, Phyllis tells Sharon they're like lab rats. Sharon agrees. If they can't see them, it ruins the study. Phyllis says they have to destroy the world they've created for them. They have to find the camera and turn it off. It will lure them there. Sharon muses that at least they'll know who they're dealing with. Phyllis assures her, we will get out of here. The Young and the Restless spoilers tease that several revenge storylines are coming to the screen, and you don't want to miss 1 minute of the dynamite action. Here's what to know about your favorite characters in the coming days and weeks. 1. Damien's secrets lead to horrible backlash. Damien Kane is holding onto a secret agenda, and we predict that it will blow up in his face, as well as those in GC he's interacting with. Looking at you, Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil. Devin Winters and Lily have tried to caution Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, but he understandably wants to think the best of his newfound brother. But as time goes on, even he can't look away from Damien's shady behavior. Who in GC will be the one to serve the mystery man his comeuppance? 2. Jack retaliates against Victor. Victor Newman is playing cat and mouse with Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, by planting spies at Jabot. But Jack is on his guard and eventually gets data about the sneaky things that Victor is up to. You can bet that Jack won't hesitate to strike back to teach his foe a lesson. You got that? Right now, Victor and Jack cannot rest until they come out on top. They want to be alpha dogs, not sleeping dogs. In the near future, Jack exacts revenge over Victor's spies, and you don't want to miss how he does this. 3. Billy's vengeful media launch. Billy Abbott is also in stealth and fight mode, preparing for revenge on Victor and Adam Newman. He's using Abbott Communications to get back at the corporate titans and spares no mercy in his plot. Billy's won't stop with Newman Media, however, he's also targeting Chancellor Industries too. 4. Summer strikes back over stolen life. Summer Newman is ready to bust up her ex Kyle Abbott and her cousin Claire Newman. Poor Summer doesn't like upstart Claire taking over her role as lover to Kyle and mommy to their son Harrison Abbott. We all know how ruthless Summer is. How low will she go to prevent Claire marrying Kyle and being Harrison's stepmom? Pretty low, if we had to guess. Explosive the Young and the Restless spoilers hint that loads of revenge are coming down the pike in Genoa City, and we will keep you updated with all of the juicy details you need to know. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y and R right now. Come back here often for the Young and the Restless spoilers, news and updates, and make us your favorite hotspot. The Surprising Secret of Alain Laurent, another mask by Aristotle Dumas, unfolds in the world of the Young and the Restless, where family secrets and complicated relationships never stop evolving. The appearance of Alain Laurent brings a dramatic shock. However, the truth about Alain's past is not something anyone can predict, especially as the audience begins to suspect his true identity. A series of mysterious questions arise. Is Alain who we think he is, or is he just a piece in a larger plan? The mysterious identity swap. The truth behind the name Alain Laurent has never been clear. Speculation suggests that Alain is not the real Alain, but someone else, someone who has switched identities with his brother, Martin Laurent. The story begins when Martin loses his mind and can no longer control his life. In a bold and calculated decision, Alain replaces Martin and assumes his identity. Martin, unable to fight back, dies in Paris, France, while Alain continues to live in the shadows of his past. However, the big question remains, is Alain truly who he claims to be, or has he been wearing a mask all these years? And is Martin really dead, or has he survived under a different guise? The answers could have a huge impact on the future of the characters and open up a new world of mystery. Aristotle Dumas, a kept secret. What makes Alain's appearance even more suspicious is the name Aristotle Dumas. It's a French name, and while it may seem coincidental, in the world of the Young and the Restless, every detail could have a deeper meaning. The name Dumas is reminiscent of the famous French writer Alexandre Dumas, author of The Three Musketeers and The Count of Monte Cristo. But why would a reclusive billionaire businessman like Alain have such a French-influenced name? The writers of the Young and the Restless do not include details at random. Every choice has a purpose, making us question whether Alain is part of a larger conspiracy or hiding something even bigger. If Alain is indeed Aristotle Dumas, this could open up a whole new set of complications. Is this name a mask that Alain has used to avoid being hunted, or is it a symbol of a completely different person he wishes to become? This question will continue to unfold, adding more drama in the episodes to come. Genoa City is about to be rocked by one of its most terrifying ordeals yet. On The Young and the Restless, Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers have found themselves in the clutches of a dangerous kidnapper, and time is running out. With their lives hanging in the balance, it's up to Nick Newman and Billy Abbott to track them down before it's too late. But will they get there in time? Or is this a trap neither of them saw coming? A sinister plot unfolds. Who took Sharon and Phyllis? No one saw this coming. One moment, Sharon and Phyllis were living their usual high-stakes lives, and the next, they vanished. The entire town is on edge as details of their mysterious disappearance begin to surface. Nick and Billy are the first to notice something is wrong when both women fail to show up for important meetings. Calls go unanswered, and soon, an eerie message arrives, one that sends chills down their spines. But who would go after both Sharon and Phyllis? Could this be connected to Phyllis's long list of enemies? Is Sharon being targeted because of her past with Cameron Curson? Or is there a far more sinister force at play, one that no one saw coming? Nick and Billy team up. Can they put aside their differences? Nick and Billy have never been the best of friends, especially when it comes to women. Their past rivalries over Sharon and Phyllis make for a lot of tension, but right now, that doesn't matter. With both of their exes in serious danger, They're forced to work together, following cryptic clues and racing against the clock. But as they dig deeper, they realize that this isn't a simple kidnapping, it's personal. Someone out there wants revenge, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure Sharon and Phillies never make it out alive. A deadly countdown, can they be saved? As the hours tick by, fear grips Genoa City. Victor Newman and Jack Abbott get involved, using their power and resources to help track down Sharon and Phillies. But just when Nick and Billy think they're closing in on their location, another shocking twist changes everything. Will Nick and Billy reach them in time? Or is this a setup that could put them in danger as well? And who is truly behind this horrifying abduction? Genoa City is on the edge of chaos as a desperate rescue mission takes a shocking turn. Just when Nick Newman thought he was closing in on saving Phillies summers, an unexpected roadblock stops him in his tracks. But why is Alan so determined to keep him away? And what terrifying secrets are lurking inside the abandoned hospital? This week on The Young and the Restless, the tension explodes as Nick and Alan face off in a dramatic confrontation that could change everything. Nick's desperate search, will he get to Phillies in time? Nick has never given up on Phillies, but this time the stakes are higher than ever. After following a string of clues, he's convinced she's being held at the eerie, long-forgotten hospital on the outskirts of town. But just as he's about to charge in, Alan suddenly steps in, refusing to let him go any further. Nick is stunned by Alan's resistance. Is he protecting someone, hiding something, or could there be an even darker reason behind his actions? The frustration builds as Nick demands answers, but Alan won't budge. Meanwhile, inside the abandoned hospital, Phillies is running out of time. Every second wasted outside could mean the difference between life and death. Alan's true motives, hero or villain. Alan has always been a man of mystery, but this time, his actions are raising serious red flags. What is he really up to? Is he working with someone to keep Phillies hidden? Does he know a horrifying truth that could put Nick in danger? Or is he actually trying to protect Nick from something even worse inside the hospital? One thing is certain, Alan isn't backing down, and neither is Nick. But will their explosive confrontation lead to a shocking alliance, or a devastating betrayal? What's really happening inside the hospital? As the clock ticks, the abandoned hospital holds secrets that could destroy lives. Who is behind Phyllis's disappearance? And more importantly, is she even still alive? With each passing moment, Nick's rage builds and Alan's resistance only adds to the mystery. But when the truth finally comes out, it will send shockwaves through Genoa City. The revelation is more shocking than anyone could have imagined, and the fallout will change everything. The final showdown, who will win? Nick is ready to fight for Phillies, but Alan is standing firm. As tensions reach a boiling point, only one of them will come out on top. But will Nick's determination lead him into a deadly trap? Or is Alan hiding the one piece of information that could save them all? Young and the Restless spoilers reveal CLA and Holden's unexpected reunion, a new love story after the breakup. Claire walks into GCAC, the golden lights reflecting off the shiny tile floor. The loud noises of the crowd gradually become a hazy soundtrack as she walks toward the bar. Her heart is still filled with sadness after learning the painful truth Kyle still can't get over Summer. Their relationship was once full of promise, but now it's broken beyond repair. She tries not to sink into negative emotions, but sometimes things just can't be changed. The pain of love makes CLA feel like she's lost a part of herself. Determined to move on, she orders a martini, hoping a little intoxication will help her forget. However, when the glass is brought, she takes a sip and grimaces at the bitterness. She jokes, "Maybe I'm not as tough as James Bond." Her words don't escape the ears of the man sitting next to her, Holden Novak, her ex-boyfriend. His familiar voice interrupts her thoughts. "Definitely not that tough, Claire," Holden says, his voice warm and knowing. She looks up, eyes widening. It's Holden, the man she had loved, the man who once made her feel safe. And now he has appeared at this unexpected moment, right when she feels most alone. Holden, I didn't expect to see you here, she says, forcing a soft smile. Where else would we meet besides a bar? Holden replies, his smile bright yet tinged with sadness. I know it may sound cliché, but I really can't forget our memories. His words stir something deep within her. She remembers the happiness they once shared, the laughter and tears, but it's all in the past, a past she tried to bury. We can't go back, Holden, she says quietly. Holden is silent but doesn't look away. He understands what she's going through, the pain they both carry. Still, this meeting may be a chance to heal, even if only for a moment. Meanwhile, across town, Kyle remains unaware that Summer has overheard his conversation with CLA. He had just asked Claire out, and Summer never expected to witness it firsthand. Though she tries to keep her cool, jealousy and pain burn inside her. At the same time, Holden's presence reminds CLA of old wounds and missed opportunities. Though painful, he was an important part of her past. You know, Holden, I tried to forget you, she confesses. I understand, he replies, his eyes full of sympathy. But maybe we don't have to forget. Maybe we just have to learn to live with it. His words feel like an invitation, an opening to face the emotions she has been avoiding for so long. Back to Kyle, rumors swirl that his ex-wife might interfere in his relationship with CLA. Anxiety and guilt grip his heart. He had planned a romantic evening, but now everything is unraveling. Trust is being tested and relationships are on the line. Genoa City is never short of drama. Unexpected encounters, betrayals, and heartbreak unfold under the dark skies. Claire and Kyle stand at a crossroads. Will their love survive, or will the ghosts of the past pull them apart? As Holden and Claire talk, the tension between them is undeniable. Holden's sudden reappearance isn't a coincidence, it's fate. But is Claire ready to reopen old wounds, or is this just another chapter in her complicated love story? In a dramatic twist on the young and the restless, tensions escalate when a life or death situation forces former rivals Phillies and Sharon into an uneasy alliance. The episode begins with Sharon lying unconscious in a hospital room, her life hanging by a thread. The quiet hum of medical equipment underscores the gravity of the moment as her pale face and shallow breathing paint a grim picture. With every passing second, the risk of losing her grows more real. Amid the chaos, Phillies refuses to stand by helplessly. With unwavering determination, she springs into action, administering CPR in a desperate bid to save Sharon's life. Her hands remain steady despite the pressure, her focus laser-sharp as she fights against the odds. This is more than a simple rescue. It's a defiant stand against a sinister scheme that has put both women in peril. Earlier that day, the roots of this life-threatening event were set in motion. Under the guise of reconciliation, Martin had secretly poisoned Sharon's drink. His twisted plan aimed to force a truce between Sharon and Phillies, believing that a shared crisis would bind them together and dissolve years of animosity. But his cold calculation took a deadly turn when the poison's effects left Sharon's life hanging by a thread. As Sharon's condition worsens, Phyllis's relentless efforts finally pay off. After a tense battle for survival, Sharon's eyelids flutter open, her breath labored but returning. Confused and frightened, she questions how she ended up on the brink of death. The horrifying truth quickly comes to light: Martin, the architect of their pain, was behind the poisoning. Despite the overwhelming relief of saving Sharon, Phyllis remains on high alert. Her gratitude is tempered by a fierce resolve. We saved each other, she tells Sharon, her tone steely and unyielding. This isn't over, we need to stay vigilant. The sense of danger lingers, and both women realize they cannot afford to let their guard down. The ordeal marks a turning point for the once bitter enemies. In the face of a common threat, they find themselves united, their mutual survival demanding cooperation. With new strength, they call out Martin's cowardice, challenging him to face them openly rather than hiding behind deceitful plots. Their defiant words echo through the hospital walls, a bold declaration that they will no longer be manipulated. Unbeknownst to them, Martin watches their every move from a hidden control room. Smug and satisfied, he revels in the chaos he has orchestrated. In his mind, the plan has succeeded beyond expectation. Sharon and Phillies, once adversaries, are now drawn together by the danger he created. For Martin, power lies in chaos, and controlling their lives from the shadows gives him a dangerous thrill. As the night fades and the first light of dawn breaks, Sharon and Phillies share a quiet but powerful realization. Their survival was no accident, it was a battle they won together. They resolve not to be mere pawns in anyone's scheme again. With renewed determination, they vow to uncover every secret Martin is hiding and ensure his manipulations come to a crushing end. "This is just the beginning," Phillies declares, her voice filled with conviction. "We'll expose every lie and fight back. No one will ever use us against each other again." The battle lines are drawn, and they are ready to take on whatever twisted game Martin plays next. As sirens wail in the distance and emergency responders flood the hospital, one thing becomes clear: Phillies and Sharon are no longer just survivors. They are now a formidable team, armed with the resolve to reclaim their lives and dismantle Martin's sinister agenda. In the ever-twisting world of the young and the restless, their alliance may be the only thing standing between them and total destruction. Secrets never stay buried in the young and the restless, and this one is about to explode. Lily Winters just stumbled upon a conversation that could shake Genoa City to its core. Damien called Alan Dad, but what does this mean? Could this shocking slip-up finally reveal the long-hidden truth about Aristotle's real identity? Buckle up, Y and R fans. This mystery is about to unravel in ways no one saw coming. Lily's bombshell discovery, a moment that changes everything. Lily wasn't looking for trouble, but fate had other plans. As she passed by an intense conversation between Damien and Alan, she froze when she heard Damien call Alan Dad. Her mind raced. Was it a mistake, a slip of the tongue, or has Alan been hiding a connection to Damien this entire time? Could this be the missing link to the real identity of Aristotle, the enigmatic figure pulling the strings behind the scenes? If Alan and Damien are connected, does that mean Aristotle is part of their tangled web? Alan's hidden past, what is he hiding? Alan has always been a mystery, but now the pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together. Could he have a secret past that no one knows about? Is Damien his biological son, or is there another twist at play? Has Alan been keeping Aristotle's identity a secret all along? And if so, why? What is he protecting, and who else knows the truth? Lily knows she can't ignore what she heard, but the more she digs, the more dangerous this mystery becomes. Could Damien be the key to exposing Aristotle? If Damien is connected to Alan, that could mean he holds the key to revealing who Aristotle really is. But does Damien even know the truth, or is he just as in the dark as everyone else? Lily is determined to get answers, but she isn't the only one. Someone else is watching, and they'll do whatever it takes to keep this secret buried. The aftermath? Who will pay the price? Secrets have a way of destroying lives in Genoa City, and this one could be the most dangerous yet. Will Lily confront Alan about what she heard? Will Damien come clean about his connection to Alan? And when the truth about Aristotle finally comes out, will it change everything we thought we knew? One thing is certain, The Young and the Restless is about to deliver one of its most explosive reveals yet.